Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com. Marcus Tullius Cicero said, "To be ignorant of what occurred before you were born is to remain always a child." Children are easy prey for people pushing climate fears because they don't have much knowledge of history. 5.5 years ago, Greta Thunberg tweeted this: "A top climate scientist is warning that climate change will wipe out all of humanity unless we stop using fossil fuels over the next 5 years." Given that I'm making this video now, I'm pretty certain that humanity was not wiped out. Here's an article from the Brisbane Courier, January 10, 1871. Imaginary Changes of Climate. 3 consecutive years of drought, while they have stimulated the inventive resources of practical agriculturalists, have had the natural effect of calling forth a plentiful crop of speculation from weather prophets and projectors and half-instructed meteorologists. And all the philosophic tribe of Laputa in general, to whom the periodical press now affords such fatal facilities. We've often noticed that in the tabular statements of those compilers of weather records who write to the Times, useful and welcome as their communications are, every season is sure to be extraordinary. Almost every month one of the driest or wettest or windiest, coldest or hottest ever known. Much observation, which ought to correct a tendency to exaggerate, seems in some minds to have rather a tendency to increase it. And here we are 150 years later. According to the press, every month is one of the driest or wettest, windiest, coldest or hottest ever known. Nothing has changed. Here's an article from 1939, Imaginary Changes in Climate. This myth arises over and over again. In 1906, America's most celebrated meteorologist said that the popular belief in climate change is erroneous. If we trusted our memories less, we would not fall into such errors. He wrote this book in 1908, Why the Popular Belief in Climatic Changes is Untrustworthy. Why is the popular belief in a change of climate so widespread and so firmly fixed when instrumental records all go to show that this belief is erroneous? Here's an article from 1963 in the Chicago Tribune. Climate is still the same. Memories are to blame. Thomas Jefferson was a big believer in global warming until he debated Noah Webster, who convinced him that what he was seeing was actually urban heat island effects. Here's an article from 1882. Historic storms. No greater tendency to destructive storms at present than in former periods. The rapid succession and destructive results of the severe storms that have visited the United States this year have provoked popular comment and created serious alarm. It is claimed by many who could not have studied the subject attentively that in the present generation there is an increased tendency to these violent atmospheric disturbances. To dissipate this idea is the purpose of this paper. It's a wonderful article which gave a very detailed account of storms over the last 2,000 years. And at the end of the article he wrote, because the majority, perhaps who belong to this generation, have not investigated the subject anterior to their own lives, the belief is prevalent that great storms and cyclones are a new phenomena of nature. I trust that I have aided in dissipating the idea in a measure, at least in this very hurriedly prepared article. Nothing has changed over the last 140 years. We still have the same climate superstitions, and we still have young people who are unfamiliar with the past. Toto has been pulling back the curtain on the climate scam for more than 15 years. You can visit him and his family on the web at realclimatescience.com.